We're surrounded by them every single day. Toasters, blenders, you name it. And we just trust them to work, right? But what if that trust is totally misplaced? Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on some of the real dangers that could be lurking in our homes. We're going to explore why product safety is such a high-stakes game, not just for the companies that make these things, but for all of us.
All right, let's start with a really simple question. Just look around your kitchen, maybe at your kettle. Could that thing be a liability? I know, it's a jarring thought, isn't it? But the truth is, pretty much any one of our appliances could become a hazard. And for the companies that make them, well, that's a constant battle they're fighting.
So, okay, what are the stakes here? Really? Well, before we even get into the business side of things, let's talk about the human cost. Because look, this isn't just about a toaster that stops toasting. It's about the very real danger that a faulty product can bring right into our homes.
I mean, think about it. The appliances we use every single day are pretty complex machines. So when they fail, the consequences can be absolutely devastating. So what exactly are we talking about here? Well,
first up, fires. It can be as simple as a short circuit, and that can lead to absolutely catastrophic property damage.
Then there's injury. Things like mechanical failures or electrical shocks. They can cause severe, sometimes life-altering harm.
And in the absolute worst-case scenarios, these failures can even lead to death. I mean, this is the ultimate heartbreaking cost when product safety goes wrong.
Okay, so on top of that human tragedy, which is obviously the most important thing, a product safety failure can be absolutely catastrophic for the company that made the product. The cost of getting this stuff wrong, it's just staggering.
And we're talking about a whole cascade of consequences here. You've got lawsuits, massive recalls, and of course, the damage to a company's reputation, which can just tank their sales and destroy a brand. It's like a domino effect that can literally bring a company to its knees. And hey, it's not just about public opinion. The government is watching too. This quote says it all. Companies are legally required to report known safety hazards. If they don't, they can face some really serious civil penalties. We're talking big fines.
So the big question becomes, how do we know which companies are actually taking safety seriously? Well, that's where this framework called the SASB standards comes into play. So SASB, it stands for the Sustainability Accounting Standards Board. It's basically like a report card for companies, but it's not just about profits. It's about all these other important topics, and the fact that it's now part of the IFRS Foundation, which is a huge deal in the global accounting world. That really signals that this kind of information is now considered absolutely essential for understanding a company's true financial health. Now, here's the really crucial point. A sustainability standard like this isn't some, fluffy feel-good metric. Not at all. It's a tool, and it's specifically designed to shine a bright light on real-world risks, like product safety, that can have a major impact on a company's financial performance. It directly connects a company's actions to its bottom line. Okay, but what does this framework actually look like in practice, right? It's not about empty promises. It's about hard data and clear explanations, all broken down into these really specific metrics. Let's dive in and take a look.
So for the folks who make our appliances, it gets super specific. You can see here they have to report the quantitative stuff, the hard numbers on how many recalls they've issued. Then they have to provide a discussion, actually describe their whole process for managing safety risks. And finally, back to the numbers, they have to disclose the monetary losses from any legal action. There's really nowhere to hide.
So if you strip away all the technical jargon, it really just boils down to these three simple but really powerful questions. How many products have you recalled? What's your plan to keep us safe? And how much money have your safety failures actually cost you? This is the kind of info that lets us, the public, see who's truly committed and who's just kind of crossing their fingers. It's all about transparency.
All right, so what does this all mean for the companies themselves? Well, it's not just about dodging a bullet and avoiding disaster. It's really about making a strategic choice. And that choice, at the end of the day, comes down to a classic case of risk versus reward.
And the two paths here are crystal clear. On one side, you've got poor safety management. That road leads straight to product recalls, litigation, a damaged reputation, and lost sales. But on the other side, if you manage safety effectively, you're looking at minimized malfunctions, limited legal trouble, increased brand value, and you can even capture more market share.
And look, this isn't just some theory. The data really shows that companies with strong quality control don't just avoid the bad stuff, they actually do better than their competitors. They can capture more of the market and limit their exposure to all those risks. So in other words, putting safety first is actually really good for business.
So we'll end with this final thought.
The next time you're out shopping for an appliance, just take a second to think about what's really included in that price tag. Is it just the cost of materials and marketing, or does it also reflect a company's deep investment in quality control, in testing, and in your safety? Because as we've just seen, the true cost of an appliance can go way, way beyond what you pay at the checkout counter.